I'm not finna cap. Prior to starting this video, I was nervous as fuck to start this. I don't know why. I was just nervous. But this is Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. At the time we're recording this, it's probably 4 in the morning. I'm Jeremy from the JayJugular channel. I'm doing a solo thing for once. There's nobody else here. I promise. I'm not going to wait on nobody else to do an intro. It's just me. I don't know if this game plays a cutscene when you just don't do shit at the start menu for a while. It probably does. It does. Okay, cool. But this is going to be Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. I don't know, man. I haven't done a project session, anything on my channel alone for a long time. Streaming doesn't count, but I really have not. I don't know how to feel. Like, low key, my chest is itchy, but it's like a good. Oh my god, he just died. Okay, my chest is itchy, but it's like I don't know how to feel right now, man. Like I really haven't done something like this in a hot minute, and like I'm excited, I'm thrilled. Crash Bandicoot 2 is like my favorite game in the series of the trilogy, and there's questions to be asked, right? Like, hey, what the fuck? Why are you doing this alone? I don't do it often, and I need consistency on my channel because multiplayer videos are hard to schedule, y'all. I'm telling you, them shits is hard. Them shits is hard. So like, I'm here now. We're gonna do Crash Bandicoot 2. I'm not going to waste any time into playing this shit, right? But the one thing I will say that's going to be the biggest surprise, I won't spoil it yet. Actually, we'll play the cutscene. Where the fuck's my control? We can start right now. We can start right now. Can we start right now? Can we start? Okay, did I start it? I didn't start it. My guy. Okay, I just figured out I was a dingleberry and I did not click on the fucking screen. Okay, now we're good. Okay, I have a surprise for y'all. I will not share it until we actually get through the cutscene. I'm actually okay, Cortex. I'm gonna start the game, but thank y'all so much for all the support you give me on multiplayer videos. I just hope Crash Bandicoot 2 pops off as much as my multiplayer videos, at least popping off in terms of me, because I average at least 40 to 100 views a video. Not complaining, but this is different because I'm alone, and you'll see why it's also different. Let's get into it. I'm not gonna take too much time. Okay, so for one, I don't usually play my games with my music all the way turned up, especially when I'm recording, because I don't like my ears to bleed, and also I don't like copyright because I love my channel. So pretty much, if you can't hear it, for those of you who don't oh my god, Cortex's legs. For anyone who has never played Crash Bandicoot 2, the Crash Bandicoot trilogy is an amazing trilogy because pretty much every next game picks up from the last one. Crash Bandicoot 2 takes place a year later after Crash 1. However, the setup for it happens immediately after Crash 1. Cortex, no matter what, in the final boss of Crash 1, Cortex is defeated by falling from the blimp that you are standing on top of in Crash 1 for the final boss, which is Cortex. Cortex falls to his doom, pretty much expected to be dead, but in the credits they're like, yeah, cockroaches are hard to squish, so you know, Cortex was bound to come back. But Cortex falls to the bottom of his castle ruins, and essentially what ends up happening is Cortex finds the power source of his castle ruins, which was a power crystal. Cortex uses this power crystal a year later to build the setup for the Cortex Vortex with the help of his assistant engine and a random lab assistant in the background, and to his benefit, and his whole plan is, since he doesn't have any operatives left to help him after his first conquest to take over the Wampa Islands, he decides to trick Crash into helping him in his conquest for evil. But to Crash's knowledge, Cortex doesn't know, or vice versa, Crash doesn't know that Cortex is trying to be evil, so he's just aimlessly getting the crystals in the whole process. But that's pretty much the story. But now it's time for the big surprise. So we're just gonna go through this real quick. Yes, y'all, look at me. Look at me. I have my face. My face is right here. I can't see what my face is doing because I have the game in full screen right now. Yes, if you want to know how I'm playing this game, I'm playing this through the power of EPSXE, through the power of emulators, because that's the time era that we live in. Sony is not like Nintendo. They don't get mad at you whenever you try to play their games, you know, and try to preserve them because Nintendo hates that shit. But yes, I'm here. Hi, I have on my hoodie that I got for a birthday present. I love it. Appreciate my friend Carlos. He is the GOAT. But this is gonna be Crash Bandicoot 2, brought to you by my lovely face. I hope that this doesn't end up being bad. I hope everybody gets the opportunity to see me. It's kind of a callback to when I did Crash Bandicoot 1 and I had face cam back in my old apartment. That was like 2 years ago. And we're just now getting to Crash 2. Jesus fuck. But I'm pretty sure I covered Crash Bandicoot 2 in the stream. But those don't count. This is an actual project. I want to do this game some justice. And I'm gonna get back to doing solo sessions, guys. Like I don't know if anybody just misses my voice or misses me, like, you know, doing stuff. Hello, train. I don't know if anyone just misses me doing stuff alone, but hey, you know what? I'm not gonna waste too much time. This is time to play. And of course I gotta click on the window like I had to last time. Yeah, man, so this is Crash Bandicoot 2. Okay, here's why I'm playing the PlayStation 1 version over the Insane Trilogy version. I have a friend, his friend's name. Yes, I have a friend, his friend's name, if I want to talk in third person or some shit. My friend's name is Noah Bandicoot, right? So, at the time of this recording, right, probably give or take 3 hours ago, we had a whole argument going along the lines of that he hates Donkey Kong Country 2 and he thinks it's the worst in the series. I had to beat his ass. I'm kidding, I didn't beat his ass. You know, everybody has their own opinion, right? I love Donkey Kong Country 2. It's like my favorite game of all time, right? I guess we can cut to kind of story element real quick, even though y'all can't really hear it. I don't know. Can y'all hear it? I'm saying this like I'm streaming or some shit. Okay. So, throughout the game, we're going to get moments like that where Cortex just wants to pop into the warp room, which is where we're at right now. I didn't really give a tour of it, but this is where we're at right now in the warp room. Cortex will pop up every now and then to give us an update or to kind of just let us know, like, hey man, don't forget the crystals. We need to get the crystals and crystals, you know. But yeah, so pretty much Noah kind of inspired me to kind of want to do this version of Crash 2. And the main reason for that, and you're probably wondering, like, hey, you never did the Crash Bandicoot 1 version. I kind of have a plan for that. I do. I genuinely have a plan for that and how I'm going to handle it. And if my friends watch this video, just know it involves you guys. So stay tuned for that. But besides the point, I'm going to 100% this game. I have not a single problem doing that because I actually like this game. This game does have moments where it can piss you off, but you know, that's what makes the game fun, right? I love this song. Do 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 do. Yes, Crash Bandicoot 2 is my favorite game. I'm going to 100% this. I don't have a problem doing that. Excuse me. Oh god, I am drinking right now at the time of this. Not at the best time either. But Crash Bandicoot 2, I love this game to pieces, right? I don't have a problem 100%ing it. My first time ever playing this game was... I was a wee lad, to be honest with you. I was pretty young. I think the first time I dead-ass played this game, I think I was in, like, kindergarten first? We'll just say a grade. Probably, like, kindergarten through 4th grade, I played Crash Bandicoot 2, if you want to be honest with you. I remember my dad owning the PS2, or the... Well, yeah, we did have a PS2, but I definitely... Oh, I thought... Can't you usually jump up there? All right, whatever. I remember my dad, we had our own PS2, right? We had a silver one, and it was ours back in the day. I don't know where that old reliable is to this day, but when we had that PlayStation 2, we had a couple of Crash Bandicoot games way back in the way back. We had Crash Bandicoot 2, Crash Bandicoot 3, we had Crash Bash for the longest amount of time, dude. I don't know where that copy of Crash Bash went to, but that was my first ever copy of it. It wasn't mine, technically. It was my dad's, but... like, we had a copy of all the Crash games except Crash Bandicoot 1. And for some reason, my child brain just for some reason didn't think that there would possibly be a 1 before a 2. So I never really got a chance to really just play Crash 1 ever. So until like the Insane Trilogy and until I figured out what modding is or hacking, pirating games and stuff like that. But pretty much, man, like, I got Crash Bandicoot 2 in my younger years, and I've been playing it ever since. And I love the game to pieces. And I have no problem with this version. Like, PlayStation 1 games, some still, like, kind of hold up. I feel like the way that they made the Insane Trilogy look, I'm okay with it. It's just, like, Crash Bandicoot 2, we live in that... Okay, how can I explain this? We live in that era where remasters and remakes are more relevant and they're super common. Like, it's like, it's now we ask for remakes like they're just a dime a dozen and they're easy to make. It's like, you know what? We haven't had a game from this series in a while. Give us a remake. I don't know. So we're gonna act like I didn't do that. I just wanted to sip from my drink. I don't even know how I did that. Okay. So I want to sip from my drink. This is by far the easiest and early gem. Do not look at me while I'm trying to fix my now alcoholic blenched pants. The blue gem here is by far one of the most easiest to get, but very easy to fuck it up. Especially if your mind goes into autopilot and you completely forget to do what you're supposed to do. Alright, so Crash Bandicoot 2 introduces, I don't want to say easier, but getting the gems in this game isn't a chore at all. When it came to Crash Bandicoot 1, in order to get gems, you pretty much had to go through a level and not die for most of the color gems. And then after that, once you get some of the color gems, you pretty much can go about your wits to get other color gems in the game through Gem Pass and everything like that, right? So with this game, they added these things called skull routes to get certain color gems. And also you can do other stuff like what I'm doing now to get the blue gem. For context, to get the blue gem, all you have to do is go through the level and don't break a single goddamn box. Again, easy to do, easy to fuck it up. Just don't forget what you are doing here. You are going to get the gem and you are going to cleave. There it is. Again, when it comes to how I'm going to 100% this game, I don't have any order. I'm just literally going to play the game and I'll be like, oh, I guess we'll get the red gem now. Oh, I guess we'll get the purple gem now. But yeah, I that's my plan. I also want to do this just so I can trigger this cutscene. Not the dance. You kind of already know the dance. I'm still going to do it anyway. I'm like scared to take a drink now. Okay, I'm not anymore. All right, that is a lot to swallow. First off, that was Nitrous Brio, also known as Embryo from Crash Bandicoot 1. He was the second to last boss. Embryo, we don't know what really happened to him after the explosion Cortex's castle caught on fire. We don't really know what happened to him, right? The main thing we know is that now Embryo has a big, I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say big brief. He has a big beef for Cortex. Like, pure hatred to the point he's just willing to blow up his whole space station and set him up for failure so he doesn't have a space station anymore. So his whole thing is, if we get the gems, not the crystals, and you can't actually do that in this game, you have no other choice but to get the crystals because that's for story progression. But he basically tells us if we go about our adventure getting the gems instead of the crystals, we'll be able to actually harm Cortex forever, which involves us powering a laser to get to the Cortex Vortex and shoot it. So yeah. The whole thing with just getting the gems is going to be tedious because he did say 42 gems. I've never just cared for the number. I just get the gem and go. But I don't know. All right. But yeah, when it comes to like the gems, if we get those, then pretty much we'll be helping Nitrous Brio out. We're gonna have to get the gems anyway to 100% the game. But yeah, it's pretty much the big thing with Embryo. Okay, as long as I finish this. Wait, can I get up there? Oh, that's so perfect. That shit is so high up. But yeah, like, so now I'm like in the vibe now to be able to be good with doing multiplayer sessions or just single player. You see how now I'm so used to it, I can just say multiplayer and it just rolls off the tongue. I'm with this. I mean, this is no Crash 2 Insane Trilogy because at least then I knew how many boxes were in a level, which made my life easier. But the difference between this and Crash 2 on PlayStation 4 or Xbox or Switch, whichever console you're playing it on, I think it's just really, it comes down to graphics. And this is not in there. Crash 2 has the Crash Dance, and that's where it was introduced, but it's not in future Crash Bandicoot games because it could be seen as offensive. But what's also offensive is me ending this video off right here. It was a very short part because yes, Crash, I'm confused too. It's pretty short. Let's not no. But yeah, this was the first part, guys. If you enjoyed it, just let me know. There's gonna be a lot of other parts coming up later on, especially when I'm gonna 100% this game. Give me strength, and without further ado, I'll go ahead and end this video. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one.